Hi, I'm Shauna from Pulse Cardiac Health. It's really important, especially as we age, to prioritize putting strength training into your exercise routine. We lose our muscle mass so quickly that we have to focus in on doing some strength training in order to keep those muscles strong. So I'm going to run through 8 exercises. I'm just going to demonstrate them quickly. I'm going to show you how to do them with tubing versus dumbbells. But of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, okay? Each of these exercises should be done about 10 repetitions, and you want to try and do them 2 or 3 times in one session, okay? So starting with squats, I'm going to stand sideways just so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to hold on to some dumbbells for my weight. You can do any of these without any weight at all, so don't feel you need to use weight. So your feet are about hip width apart, your knees have a slight bend. You can hold the weight at your sides, up at your shoulders, it really doesn't matter as long as you feel comfortable. Then shooting your hips out behind you like you're trying to sit in a chair. You can even have a chair behind you if you want. You're gonna lower yourself down, then squeeze those bum muscles and stand back up. Only lower as far as you feel comfortable. If your knees or hips bother you, stay within a pain-free range here and just go nice and slow, okay? With the tubing, if that's what you have access to, you're going to stand on the band, same idea, feet hip width apart. You can keep the band at your hips if you'd like, or you can bring it up to your shoulders for more resistance. Same idea, shoot those bum muscles back behind you. You want to try and keep your chest lifted if you can, and squeeze your bum muscles as you stand back up. All right, perfect. The next one's a deadlift. I'm going to stay with my tube here just because that's what I've got in my hands. It's very similar in terms of you're standing with your feet hip width apart, your knees have a soft bend, but your knees aren't going to bend anymore. All the work is going to come through those hips. So we're going to hinge forward, and at this point you can grab the band a little lower if you feel you want a bit more resistance, and then squeezing those bum muscles, you stand back up. So you're really just trying to extend those hips as powerfully as you can on the way back up, and nice and slow and controlled. You'll see that my knees aren't moving, all the motion is coming through those hips, okay? Same idea if you were using dumbbells, just lowering those weights, tracing those legs or tracing the weights down your thighs, and then squeeze those bum muscles as you pull back up, keeping your back nice and flat. I should mention that. Okay, chest press. So I've got a bench here. You can do this on the floor, even in your bed, really, if getting down to the floor is uncomfortable for you. I'm gonna roll back. Now this is with dumbbells. So I'm putting my feet on the bench just so my back stays flat and isn't all arched and funny. My elbows are out near my shoulders, my hands are facing the sky, and then I'm just gonna press up. You want to make sure that you're breathing. It's really important with all of these exercises. And come back down. Your elbows shouldn't go too far below those shoulders. And then just press up. With tubing, it's really quite simple. You can do this even seated. You're going to put the tube behind your back and under your arms. Sorry for all the banging with the handles there. Being nice and tall, and then just punch forward. The further you cinch up on that band, the more resistance you're gonna get, and push forward, okay? 10 times, each one. The next one is a row. So I'm gonna start with the dumbbells. You're gonna stand one foot in front of the other. I'll go this way so that you can see. One foot in front of the other. You can use your free hand as support on that leg. You're going to bring your chest down towards the floor, and your arm is just going to hang, but you're keeping those shoulders back. You're not letting yourself round. You're keeping your shoulders back. Got a little bit of balance support here, and you're going to row. So that elbow is going to trace past those ribs and reach for the sky. And then when you're done 10 on this side, you switch sides and do the same thing. Okay, with the tube, you can stand on that tube with one foot. That front foot is up ahead. Same thing, grabbing on that band and row. Just like that. You can even have both handles in one hand if you want. And then when you're done 10 on this side, you just let the band pass to the other hand and do 10 on the other side. Okay, pretty simple, driving those elbows up towards the sky. Okay, I've got my little cheat sheet over here. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, shoulder press. So this one has a bit of a modification. If you have had open heart surgery, we don't want to have any sort of shearing force on that chest. So normally I would suggest that you do, most other people, do one arm at a time, where you're standing feet hip width apart, you bring your weight up to your shoulders, and then you're pressing to the sky, okay? 10 repetitions here, and then switch sides. However, if you've had open heart surgery, we're gonna lighten those weights up a little bit, and we're gonna do 2 hands, just so that we don't have any shearing forces. The challenge is when we do 2 hands, we're adding a little more work to the heart. So that's why I say lighten that weight up a little bit, and it may be something that you just kind of wait on this until you're a good 8 to 12 weeks, okay? So making sure we're breathing, that's always really important. With the tubing, I'm just gonna get rid of the handles here completely because they're loud and obnoxious. Okay, so you're gonna stand on one end of the band, bring that tubing up, keeping yourself nice and stable and strong, and then press to the sky. And that's how we do the shoulder press with a tube. Okay, makes sense? All right, so bicep curls, very simple. Standing, feet hip width apart, knees bent, just in that nice soft bend. Keeping those elbows tucked into your sides, you just curl up. So your palms are facing forward, and you're curling those hands up towards your shoulders. Now notice my elbows aren't moving, okay? They're duct taped, super glued, staple gunned to my sides. That's always a bit of a challenge for some people. Okay, tubing, same idea. Oh, we're stuck. Sorry about that. Okay, standing on the tube. Same idea, hanging on to those handles if you have handles, and then curl up. Okay, very good. All right, tricep press. We're getting close to the end here. If you're using a band, you just fold that band in half, grab onto the top band. Now this is a confusing part, is you're gonna bring that hand to the opposite shoulder. And then the free hand is gonna grab the band halfway through. You can grab one or both depending on how much resistance you want, and then you're just gonna pull down. So your elbow starts at about 90 degrees, and then you're gonna pull down to your hip. So that's gonna work the back side of your arms here. Good. And with our triceps for dumbbells, we're gonna get in that same position we were in for our row, with one foot in front of the other. You can use your hand on your thigh for some balance, bring your chest down towards the floor. That elbow now is gonna start up here, and it's not gonna move. So my elbow, from my elbow to my shoulder, should be pretty much parallel to the floor. And now from here, you're just gonna extend that arm straight and then lower back down. So it's just my forearm that's moving. Okay, 10 repetitions on this side, and then switch over to the other side. Okay, the last one is for our core. Now you don't have to do this on a bench. I'm just gonna do it just for visibility. You can do this on the floor, in your bed, wherever you feel more comfortable for you to get to. So I'm gonna roll myself back. So keeping that back nice and flat on the floor, I'm gonna lift those shins up parallel to the floor and my hands towards the sky. From here, maintaining my back in a nice safe position, I'm gonna go opposite arm, opposite leg, and pull back to center. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Now, if this is too challenging, you can just do legs, or you can just do arms, or instead of extending that leg out, you can keep your legs bent and just heel tap towards the floor. This is gonna work our core, okay? So those are exercises, 8 exercises that you can do that will cover more or less your whole body. If you have any questions in terms of how to progress with the weights themselves, please feel free to reach out, and I hope you have a great day. Bye now.